and the multiple ways that those different people want to use it. So we do more and more testing on mobile now, and you watch someone with a sort of app on their iPhone, and it's beautiful, it's all augmented, and they can, but you're sitting on a bus. You really want to spin around and see the inside of this thing. You want it to swipe because you're sitting in your little space. So you've got to be not just aware of the different devices, but where people are kind of using it in their surroundings and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's multiple ways of doing stuff on multiple things in multiple places.
I would say you want to, in an ideal situation, you know about things like all the different situations and the third-party content and stuff like that in advance. So you can kind of weave that into the site and the experience. So to make it as seamless as possible. What can sometimes happen is that at the last minute someone goes, oh yeah, we need to integrate Facebook or something, and you end up with a big bonk. Oh, now you're on Facebook. So kind of getting that early warning and integrating it is really, really good.
The mobile integration side is quite interesting as well, because when you think about user experience, you actually have to think about someone's surroundings as well as you have to think about what's outside the screen. There's all sorts of kind of funny things. When you wait for a bus, for instance, the bus arrives. What happens after that point? You're in a time physical process, such as checkout or something along those lines. Do you save those details so they can kind of come back? And do you have a way of alerting them to the fact that they've abandoned something because they've got distracted by something else? There's certain things there that actually realistically you probably can't test for.
I think you can.
You're in a bus network and everything. No, I mean, yeah, you can test for it, but I think it would be prohibitively expensive to do so.
Well, we're just sort of coming to the end of our original time slot, but unless anyone has to leg it off, we've got another sort of 4 or 5 minutes based on when we started. So, were there any final?
I'm just wondering, you talked a lot about the thought process, so planning everything, sketching out, doing the wireframes, and then the usability testing afterwards. How much involvement as a user experience team would you have in the actual design process itself? Does that cause any friction with the designers if they're trying to design something that's beautiful and you're going, no, it's got to work this way? Or is there kind of leniency there? How's that kind of cooperation going?
So you've got to find a common ground, really. It's not just designers, it's the SEO team as well. You've been there.
Yeah. I think the thing is that most of these usability stuff tends to be based on research that you've done, and you can quantify the feedback that you're going to have as a result of it. So, while you might end up with a little bit of friction between you and the designers, it's not actually that bad, because you can say, look, we need to do it this way because of this. If you've got a good reason for it, again, it's not really too much of a big deal. Same with SEO. It's at the end of the day, what's a website without traffic?
But saying that, there are designers I still don't talk to and won't talk to me. Various things that have popped up, so it's not all.
I think it's an appreciation for each other, though, isn't it? Sorry, Tom, just do it again.
Ideally, I would like if I've kind of worked on the stuff before all the kind of pre-production and planning and things, then it's really great to be able to carry that through the kind of main body of production as well, and because you've got that kind of vision about what it should be, that you can kind of keep consistent throughout the project to make sure that it's always the users who are being thought about. And the way you can do that, you can either kind of lock heads with the designers and developers, or you can work with them and kind of introduce them to the process that you do. So if you just march up to someone and say, that needs to be 10 pixels to the left, get it done, then you end up with, that's when the friction happens. But you can also work with people and alongside people, learn from them and help them understand why you've made the decisions that you've made. And I think that's when the process can work really well.
You start off the dialogue where concepts were presented, you'd be part of that pitch meeting or whatever internally, rather than yours. There you go, and then you get it back at the end and you say, right now, we've got to test this.
It's easy to go, right, I'm going to go into my UX shed and do some UX, and then come out and go, there you go, I've done it, now build it. But it's a really kind of, I think it's quite a kind of counterproductive way of working, because no one's happy with it really. Like, designers don't want to just colour in some wireframes. I don't want to make really strict wireframes that designers have to colour in.
And that goes through the whole process. I mean, designers talking to devs and all that kind of thing as well. You know, is it possible to do this kind of these early stages? If everyone just talk to each other, the world will be much better.
And on that inspiring sentence, step out with a song in my heart.